This is sports stuff. Betting stuff.
Let's go.
This is Sports Stuff Betting Stuff, the number one sports betting podcast coming out of the Sports Stuff with Jim and Muff Enterprise. I'm your host, the original degenerate, the man with somewhat of a plan, Muff, joined alongside the Ohio Homer, the Ohio Degenerate, the Capo of the Midwest Crack House, Jim.
Hello.
Jim coming at us on a new device tonight.
Yeah.
New to him device.
Yeah, kid's iPad. Get through it.
Doing what he can. Make sure Bluey doesn't pop up.
Yeah, right.
That's his commitment to you folks.
Yeah, no Bluey.
No Bluey. And last but certainly not least, the medical degenerate, the person who comes with all of the injury lists and some of the weather information, Alex.
That's me.
I just threw my glasses off my face.
Glasses just fell off.
For anybody, please make sure that you're going to watch this week's episode on YouTube to just struggle along with Jim in this. He's doing what he can.
Occasionally,
so bad.
Just so no one's as alarmed as I was, occasionally the iPad that he's on falls down, and it does look like he has a quick, he falls. It's just the iPad. He's okay.
I'm just okay.
At least up to this point.
Right. There's a trapdoor in the Compson household.
Yeah.
It just drops him everyone.
Jim has found it. This is Sports Stuff Betting Stuff again. This is number one sports betting podcast coming out of the Sports Stuff with Jim and Muff Enterprise. We did our introductions. As a reminder, we all have our favorite little tokens, totems, the things that we think are going to steer the odds and the bets in our favor. We'll start with Alex. Alex, what's your totem?
It's my booting hat because I'm getting down and dirty, down in the trenches.
Jim?
I have the Kraken hat. They did okay last week, so I'm going to keep going with it.
Roll with it. These totems can change week to week based on.
I used to change one every week. This year, Jim challenged me to keep a totem for a while. And
Yes.
I had a winning record last week, so the totem can stay for now.
All right. And my totem is my super sweet Breaker sunglasses, the knockoff Pit Vipers, and the book that I've yet to start reading, Gambler, Secrets from a Life at Risk by Billy Walters. $1 billion gambling enterprise coming from that man.
I think it's what's the over-under on you actually making it through there?
Through the book? Oh, I'll read the book. Once I start, I will probably be one of those I don't put down, but I have to start. That sometimes is the biggest headache for me in books. How this works for any new listeners is we will recap last week's best bets as well as our specialty picks. Talk about our win-loss records, things that went in our favor, things that may have been bad beats. We will then go through our special picks, of which this week we are going to be renaming them, or at least confirming the name.
Yeah.
Yes.
From what they were last year. So that should be an exciting discussion. Final reminder, FanDuel is the exclusive app of the Sports Stuff Betting Stuff podcast.
They don't know it, but they are.
One day they'll know.
That's exactly it.
We start moving enough money in there, which will probably never happen to the point that gets us any type of exclusivity or sponsorship. But I mean, they'll know at some point.
Once I pay off my student loans, you just wait.
That's right.
Just wait. You can also follow in addition to our discussions. You can follow.
He's definitely in the Ohio Valley.
You can follow us in the holler on the Action app through the Action Network. I am C McPherson 20. Jim, did you create your account?
I did. And Alex, I sent in the group chat. I believe my name on there is the Bucketville Butcher.
Okay. You can follow Jim Bucketville Butcher, the Bucketville Butcher or Bucketville Butcher?
Yes.
I left the V out because you give me shit.
Just Bucketville Butcher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's on a 1-day cold streak.
I am.
So you put in some of your bets, not all of them?
No, I put them all, but then
nice.
got hit on the day because I lost the LSU game.
Yeah, that's fair. And Alex?
I don't remember what my name is.
We talked about this last week.
We did talk about this last week, and I probably should have looked. And here it is. It's coming up. Okay. I have an expired login. I'll talk about it later. Okay. All right. I'll let you know by the end of the episode.
I should be able to
good.
tell you.
Something to look forward to.
Should be able to tell you here shortly.
Well,
Alex is the real medical degenerate.
That's a good one.
The real medical degenerate.
Is that all it says?
Yeah, that's what it says, because you couldn't fit all of those letters in, so it cut you off. So you can follow us. You can follow all of our bets, see our real units up and down, which is really what this is about, win-loss as well as units up-down. So without further ado, let's get into last week's best bets, starting with Jim.
I don't know what my bets were anymore.
All right, Jim went 3-2. Starting out, week 1 college football, Jim was successful in picking Utah -6.5, taking on Florida. He also got a win in UNC to cover 2.5 over South Carolina.
Yep.
He lost LSU to cover 2.5 versus Florida State. That was a Florida State outright win.
Yep.
He picked up the W in the Iowa under 45, taking on Utah State.
Big one. Love that one.
Yeah, even though that was potentially in jeopardy in like the first quarter because
It was sketchy.
Iowa scored 14 points somehow.
Yeah.
And lastly, Illinois -9.5, taking on Toledo. Illinois just squeaked out a win in that one, winning by 3, but not covering, putting Jim's win-loss record for the week at 3-2.
I'll take it.
Hey, it's your up units. You should be up units with that one.
Yep.
Minimal units, but up all the same. That's the
Still
mark of
feeling good.
It's a mark of a good week when you come out plus on the money side.
Yes, sir.
Alex, you're up next.
I also went 3-2. I won Utah State plus 25.5 at Iowa. I lost Texas -35.5. They did not cover against Rice. I lost Ohio State -29.5. They did not cover against Indiana. And I won the over in the Penn State WVU game at 50.5, and the over in the Alabama Middle Tennessee State game over 51.5. So 3-2, not shabby.
Not too shabby at all. And I'm bringing up not the rear. I had the best winning percentage, but the same amount of wins as everyone else, just one less game total. I picked Miami, Florida to cover 17.5 versus Miami, Ohio in the Battle of Miami, and Miami, Florida gives me the win. I lost Illinois to cover 9.5 versus Toledo. And then I squeaked out a Penn State covering 20.5 versus WVU with a last-second touchdown by Penn State in garbage time.
You did. People were talking smack on that, and as a WVU fan, I'm not mad at it. Like, those kids worked their butts off, and it's like the second-team kids. Let them score a touchdown.
Yeah, if a second team gets an opportunity to score, that's always a good team morale.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't their starters, was it?
No. I mean,
It did,
at least at the
that's why I
skill
said.
positions.
That's
I don't know
yeah,
about the line and all of that. But
yeah,
skill
yeah.
positions
No,
are
I don't know
fine.
about all that, but like it was they put their nuts on the line all off season. Let them have a touchdown. I don't care. It wasn't like it was a 60-0 and basically,
Right.
Sorry, I digress. I just thought I'd get my piece since I wasn't here on.
And in my interesting pick of the week, I took Rutgers to cover 6.5 versus Northwestern, banking solely on the fact that Northwestern is just straight trash. And Rutgers did me good, giving me the third win.
You weren't wrong.
To give me the 3-1 mark.
So you're just like you're just trying to hype up your rival.
Yeah.
I'm making a big rivalry game.
They keep winning, it means something later, maybe. All right. In our special picks in the lock pick of the week, formerly maybe continue to be known as the Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week. Illinois did not cover 9.5, taking on Toledo, which puts that pick at 0-1 for the year. In the
good start.
No, not the start we were hoping for. In the risky pick of the week, I'm not sure. Jim, do you have a sound effect for that?
No, not right now.
Not right now.
Okay.
We took Coastal Carolina, our guys, as moneyline dogs traveling to UCLA. Coastal did not come out with a win. Again, this is the risky pick. These are long odds. We don't expect it to be super successful. Puts the risky pick to 0-1. And then the can't lose, won't lose parlay. Lost.
Thank you, Ohio State.
It lost. Now there were 3 losses in it.
Yeah, at first it was just Ohio State. We could have ragged on you and taken that. But
so we took Ohio State to cover against Indiana, which did not happen. We took Illinois to cover against Toledo. That didn't happen. My contribution, Miami, Florida to cover, did get the lone win in the parlay, and LSU to cover against Florida State did not get the W either. So that puts the can't lose, can't stop, won't stop, can't lose, won't lose parlay at 0-1. Which brings us to a discussion. What will we be calling these this year?
I mean, I think the hit stick pick rides. I don't want to change that name.
You want to change it to the Lolita whale walk pick of the week?
No, I like the hit stick. We have a sound effect for it and everything.
Do we do the Lolita whale parlay because it's a whale of a parlay?
I do like that.
We can do that.
Is that a way to meet in the middle?
I like
I
that.
mean, we don't have to do it. That was just
I like it.
No, I like
an
it.
option.
Well, I think you're missing an opportunity with the wordplay of it's a whale of a pick.
Right.
It's a whale of a parlay.
So we have the Lolita, the namesake
And the
of.
sound effect for that I think is like
Is that a whale or is that Chewbacca?
that's true. There's a little Chewbacca in that, huh?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Alex's sound effect for Jim Irsay's deceased whale, Lolita. It's a sick whale. It's a sick whale now. All right, and the risky pick, the Moneyline Dog. This has gone through many iterations. It was, I think, first the Urban Meyer risky pick, then it was the Kim Kardashian risky pick, and then it was the Neil Brown risky pick.
The Jim Harbaugh risky pick.
It's gone through a lot of names. We need to find out the name this year. What do we think?
Jonathan Taylor?
Ooh.
He's not playing, so it's not even a risk at this point, you know?
But he might someday.
Exactly. Do we really want to put this into play when he's not even going to be on the field?
He was
But if you're a fantasy
He was
team
brain
owner-
risky pick.
If you're a fantasy team owner, Jonathan Taylor would be a risky pick.
Two is
Once he
brain.
starts playing, I don't think he's a risky pick.
But when?
You're going to get some foresight. You're not going to get like Saturday night. Hey, by the way, I'm playing.
So, like, that's my contribution.
Who else is in trouble right now? I feel like that's been the theme.
I mean, Alvin Kamara is in trouble. He's suspended for 4 games.
Yeah, but that's just a thing. I don't think that's.
Yeah, he just punched somebody.
Yeah.
We could
risky
call
pick.
it the what team has had the most suspensions? The Lions for betting.
Oh, for their betting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could
Yeah.
play into that if we would
Mother-
like. So we've
The
got
Mother City risky pick. MCRP.
But like, so does Iowa. And I feel like it's a Midwest thing. So could it be the Midwest risky pick?
Midwest Gamblers risky pick.
I mean, there's a a mob or mafia connection in the Midwest.
That is true.
I like
Midwest Gambling risky pick.
The Midwest mobster risky pick.
Yeah, I'm cool
That's
with it.
it.
All right, there we go. The Midwest mobster risky pick of the week will be the new namesake. So we have the Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week,
Pow.
and we have the Midwest mobster risky pick. I don't know what that sound effect would be. There we go. Guns blazing. And the Lolita whale of a parlay.
Whoa.
There it is. There it is.
I gotta listen to that all season. That's crazy.
That cannot change. Unless
Apparently, we need to work on. We need to take into consideration what my sound effects could be for the
for everything. All right, so we're gonna go through the NFL slate. We'll go through every week 1 NFL game, and then we'll get into select college games to chat about, and then we will culminate with the decision of our best bets, along with the special picks for the week. Starting off in the NFL on Thursday night tonight.
oh
Let's
bless.
listen to this. Bless up for having NFL football back on our televisions. Thursday, we have the Lions at the Chiefs. Chiefs favored by 5.5 points with an over-under of 52.5. We have some indecision. What will Travis Kelce?
Yeah, he could.
I think he's out.
Yeah,
Is he still questionable or is it ruled out?
No, I'm pretty sure he's out.
he's a hyper
I heard it today.
knee.
Okay. And then obviously the defensive side of the ball, the Chiefs also do not have Chris Jones, who is a key to that middle of their defense? And is that
Yeah.
going to have a ripple effect on the rest of the defensive line without having to put two people to watch over Chris Jones? Does that mean they won't get as much pressure on the quarterback? A lot of unknowns there. So we've got Thursday Night Football, Lions at Chiefs. Chiefs favored by 5.5. What are our thoughts here?
I like the Lions plus the points, and I like the under here. I'm leaning that direction.
Okay. What puts you on the under?
Because Kelsey's out, and I don't think that they will be in rhythm as much as we think.
Okay. First game of the season as well, right?
Yeah.
Starters have not put in a lot of time on the competitive field yet. They've had joint practices and all that, but it's not like the Chiefs were blowing up the preseason.
Plus, it's high. Like, I think that 52 is, of the spreads I saw, was the highest.
I believe that is the highest total, yes.
So, yeah.
Without
why I think
Kelsey,
it's
I think the under, but with
Right.
Kelsey, I don't feel confident.
Right. I'm going to stay away from this. I just want to watch football on Thursday.
I'll probably put in like a same game parlay, knowing who I am as a person.
Yeah, I don't know that I'll make it. Remember, it's a Thursday thing, and we aren't good at Thursdays.
I know.
This is the first Thursday, though. I think that may be the one outlier because it's not like they're coming off of a Sunday game or something like that. So this may be the time where we try to capitalize on Thursday, if any time.
All right.
But I'm still staying away.
Yeah, I think we probably should do that. It's probably for the best.
All right. Getting into Sunday NFL action, starting with the 1 p.m. games. First, we have the 49ers traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. The 49ers minus 2.5, over under at 41.5. Nick Bosa signed his mega deal on Wednesday.
He got paid.
He got paid. I'm assuming he's good to go. He's probably been practicing, even if it was just individual stuff or working out. So I'm not worried about him coming into the fold and not being able to play at a high level. Question marks at what does the quarterback play look like for both teams? For the 49ers, what is Brock Purdy going to look like coming back from his UCL tear? And is Kenny Pickett and the Steelers capitalize on the momentum they had in the preseason, albeit against not always number one players on the defensive side of the ball? What does this look like in game one for the Steelers? And I want to put to this because Jim gave me a lot of shit about the defensive line of the Steelers. I listened to 2 different podcasts.
Of course you did.
Neither of them were Pat McAfee. Just so we're clear, where there was discussion that the Steelers may have the most stacked defensive line in all of football. 6 or 7 deep.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
So, just want to say that. What does that mean?
Have your moment. I get it.
What does that mean in this game? It just means that the 49ers may have to pass the ball a little bit more. That's all it means. So, how are we feeling about this game?
I think Steelers money line.
I want to say Steelers money line too. I don't really like to bet on my team, so I don't know that I would do that. But
yeah, I'm going to stay away in this one, mostly just because of what will come of the offenses on each side. Both defenses should be solid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think this is going to be a turnover battle. What defense can do the most on that side and to force those turnovers? And does somebody get a pick six? Do we have some special teams play that comes out here? I think this game's going to be decided by that. And that is a coin flip, right?
Yeah.
They're defensive backs for a reason.
Heard that.
So I'm staying away. Does anybody, Jim, you were Steelers money line as a lean?
I would.
If I had something.
It's technically a money line dog.
I would flirt with it. Keep note of that.
Noted. Next, we have the Panthers traveling to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Falcons favored by 3.5, over under 39.5.
I'm not excited about this game.
I think the over might hit, but I don't really care. So I probably won't bet on this at all.
Yeah, I really don't care to bet on this game either. So just a lot. There's just a lot of unknowns. Yep. There's just so much that I don't want to get involved with. 3.5, not a good line.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the plus the points, but I don't trust the Falcons or don't trust the Panthers either. So this is an ultimate stay away for me.
Gonna have to agree.
Yep. Next we have the Texans at the Ravens. Ravens favored by 10 over under 43.5 points.
Even though that
Yeah, see, I'm gonna say don't do it.
okay.
Wow.
I'm gonna try to start by listening because that
Now-
Ravens -10 is tempting.
I know, and me too.
It is tempting, and I'm going to roll with it. Ravens to cover 10 at home against a rookie quarterback. Harbaugh does very well in openers. I want to say to the point of like 11-3. It's a home opener.
Yeah, but what does that mean for the points, though? I mean, he could win. What makes you say he's going to cover 10 points?
Going up against a rookie quarterback. I think Lamar Jackson has something to come out and prove week 1, show that he's worth the money they paid him. I think that the Ravens dominate in this matchup. 13 plus.
Now I feel funny. Now if Muff comes against it, I'm like, ugh. Maybe I got a wrong read. I just don't know that they cover. I'm sketchy on that one.
That's fair.
And I think it's because we want to. We want it to cover.
It is going to cover.
Talk about me and Alex. Like that line is just a bait line for he and I. We're just like, ooh, oh yeah, against that, yes.
I'm ready to ride it all the way.
Well, we'll see.
I'm gonna keep it in my back pocket.
Keep it sitting there. Next are the Bengals at the Browns. Bengals favored by 2.5.
This is another one that is a bait line, I feel like.
This is a bait line to me. I'm going to stay away. It's an in-division matchup in week 1. Is Joe Burrow 100%? I don't know what they're reporting, but is he really?
Whoa, I really want the Bengals here.
This is just one of those games I don't want to get an in-division matchup on week 1. It's just doesn't sit well with me.
It's a fair point, but still.
Alex?
I think I'm going to stay away from it.
Okay. All right. Next, we have the Bucks traveling to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. Vikings favored by 6 over under 45.5. How much of a downgrade is Baker Mayfield to last year's version of Tom Brady at quarterback? Obviously, Baker Mayfield is downgrade of Tom Brady, but last year's version of Tom Brady.
I think the Vikings cover that.
Yeah, I have the Vikings as a pick.
Right. No Dalvin Cook for the Vikings, but Madison has been a reliable backup when he's gone down. So I don't think there's a huge fall off. There's a fall off, but it's not going to be like that noticeable in my mind. I'm staying away from this. Who knows what type of Vikings team is going to show up week 1.
But I may ride it with Alex on this one.
Does Kirk Cousins still have the handlebar mustache? Is he still rocking that?
I don't know. I haven't looked.
I'm not up to date on my facial hair situations. NFL players.
Well, maybe you should be. Next, the Cardinals taking on the Commanders, traveling to Washington. Commanders favored by 7 over under 38.5. Is Sam Howell ready to step up for Washington? And is the Cardinals quote unquote tanking going to translate in this matchup to a 1 touchdown loss?
I don't want anything to do with this game.
Yeah, this is just going to be a shit show.
Yeah, I'm also staying away. Who knows what Sam Howell's going to do? Josh Dobbs, I think, is the assumed starter for Arizona. He has familiarity with the offensive coordinator, so I think he can come in and keep the game competitive. I think this is one of those last-second field goals, and whether this covers or not, or last 5-ish minutes field goals. I'm staying away as well. Titans at the Saints. Saints favored by 3 over under 41.5. Do the Titans really have anything outside of Derrick Henry again?
This is another one I'm staying away from.
They have DeAndre Hopkins. What version of DeAndre Hopkins are we going to get?
But what do the Saints have?
Again,
Chris Olave.
Is Derek Carr going to show out? I always keep in mind that this is a Vrabel defense, which is something that players and teams in the league still have some, I'm going to say fear, but they take a second look. They
healthy respect.
Right. There is a healthy respect for Vrabel defense. So it's too much unknown here for me. I'm going to be staying away.
Very fair.
Very fair. Jags traveling to Indianapolis take on the Colts. Jags favored by 4.5, over under 45.5. What really are the
This is
Colts trotting out there to compete against a playoff team from last year, a playoff winning team from last year?
I know, and that's the like. I think the Jags cover this one. I should say I think the Jags win this one. I'm excited to watch the Colts play for an odd reason, and I think it's purely just because I want to see what Anthony Richardson does.
I will. I'll be right back.
You'll be right back. I will be on the Jags. I think this is don't overthink it. The Jags are the superior team. The Jags have more momentum, and nobody knows what's going to happen with that rookie quarterback. He could be fantastic, and this blows up my face. But I'm going to take let's play the odds. And the odds, I think, are in my favor, taking the Jags to cover.
Agreed.
As Jim moves on to whatever he's about to do. Is he switching locations, Alex?
I'm not really sure. He just is gone.
He's gone.
He gone.
In a late slate, the 4:15 games on Sunday, NFL Week 1, we have the Eagles traveling to New England to take on the Patriots. Eagles favored by 4, over under 45.
This is another trap line for me. I want to take why should I not take the Eagles?
Right? Is Bill worth that much? Because that's the only reason. There's nothing about this matchup that screams the Patriots should be competitive.
I know. So
but
it's not on your list. It's on my list.
It's not on my list because I'm going to stay away. It's also potentially going to be raining, and rain is an ultimate equalizer.
Yeah, but it is and it isn't. I feel like the Eagles. I guess I shouldn't say that. Ramondre Stevenson for the Patriots is a decent running back, but like Jalen Hurts could take off running.
Oh, I agree. It's still an equalizer. If it forces both teams to be more one-dimensional, or at least not as effective in the passing game, then again, I'm just going to stay away.
Fair enough.
Let's see what happens with Jim. Next in the 4:15 matchups, we have Raiders at the Broncos. Broncos favored by 4, over under 44. Why are the Broncos a favorite? Is this an overreaction to Sean Payton?
I can't figure it out.
Right. I mean, Jimmy G and Josh Jacobs
seem like I'm taking the Raiders +4. This is another one I would consider mini Jim. This is one I would consider taking as the Midwest lobster
within some type of parlay.
Raiders money line.
Oh, I don't know, man.
Against the Broncos?
What?
Yeah. What? I don't know.
I'm staying
away.
Yeah, I'm going to stay away here too. But we can keep that in as a discussion point.
So we can keep this way at least more than one discussion point. Yep. We got the Steelers
and the Raiders. Jim, Eagles at Patriots. You have any thoughts there? Eagles favored by 4, over under 45.
I like the Patriots, and I know that's weird, but I like the Patriots in that one with the points.
Okay. This just plays into the reason I want to stay away right there.
Right.
There it is. Next, we have the Rams at the Seahawks. Seahawks favored by 5.5, over under 45.5. Alex, take it away.
Geno Smith is going to come out and show out year 2. And he's going to move from being a comeback player to an MVP candidate.
I hope so.
That's my prediction.
This is a bold prediction. I'm actually looking at the points on this matchup. I'm leaning towards the over. I do think the Seahawks are going to put up points. They've got Kenneth Walker III, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. They are, I think, poised to
Charbonnet
from UCLA. And I think the Rams under Matthew Stafford are going to put up enough points to put this over. I'm not saying they're going to be lighting the house on
Cooper
fire.
Kupp's not playing, but I think with they still have Van Jefferson. They still have, Cam Akers.
Right. I think there's still opportunity there. So I'm gonna lean over in this. We'll see if I end up taking it. Jim?
Mm-hmm.
Jim?
I'm debating in my head right now. I think everything you said is pretty correct. The over makes me kind of iffy on it. But I like what you said. I think they're all fair points.
See where things end up there. Packers traveling to Chicago take on the Bears. Bears favored by 1.5 points over under 42.5. This is obviously a battle of quarterbacks who have something to prove. Trying to show out week 1. I think the overall rushing attack advantage does go to the Packers, though. Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon. Bears no longer have David Montgomery. So is Justin Fields the biggest rushing threat for that team?
Ugh.
Yeah. Who do they have then? Khalil Herbert?
Yes, that sounds
Is
correct.
that the Bears running back then?
Yeah. So I'm staying away. I mean, this is one I would be interested to watch, but I don't want to have any money in play.
Gun to my head, I would take the Bears in this matchup, but I don't think enough that I would put money on it.
Okay. Jim?
I'm staying away from this game.
Okay. And the last game in the afternoon games, the Dolphins traveling to LA to take on the Chargers. Chargers favored by 3 over under 50.5 points. I think it's the second largest total of the week.
I will probably put money on the Chargers. I don't know. I'm making a best bet, but it will definitely be a weekend thing where I go, throw some money away.
This one, I mean, it's really Tua. We'll see how Tua comes out in this game. We'll see what that offense looks like. I mean, Mike McDaniel's a wizard in that. But the Chargers, I think, have too much firepower. So if I was going to lean, I would lean Chargers to cover.
And the defense is, I shouldn't even talk. I take that back. I was going to say the defense is, stout, and they've got some new weapons from the draft, but next thing you know, they'll get hurt. So
you want to come out that strong,
right?
Okay.
It's
So going into Sunday Night Football, the Cowboys traveling to New York to take on the Giants in Sunday Night Football. Cowboys favored by 3.5 over under 46.5. There is some weather reports for rain in Sunday night in New York. This is a Dak versus Daniel Jones special, a Tony Pollard versus Saquon Barkley special.
There we go.
Can the Giants establish any passing attack to help Saquon
Cowboys
Barkley?
have better defense.
Yes.
And I mean, I think Saquon Barkley, Tony Pollard, I'd take either of those. But I think ultimately the Cowboys take advantage of the Giants. And I'm not confident enough to say -3.5. I think the Cowboys win. It's just that I don't know why 3.5 always makes me nervous.
Yeah, I'm staying away from this. I will watch it. I will be excited. But
I'll be excited to see football.
Yeah. And lastly, going into Monday Night Football. Monday night. We have the Bills taking on the Jets. The Bills favored by 2.5 points over under 46.5. This could be an overreaction.
This could be because part of me wants to take the Bills easy, but also the Jets have too many unknowns for me to dabble. The Jets could come out and be freaking amazing with the weapons that they have.
I think this is a Bills offense versus Jets defense matchup. I think that's the key.
Say that one more time so I got it right.
The Bills offense versus the Jets defense. I think that is the key matchup in this game. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is typically not going to make many mistakes, but it doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to throw for 4 touchdowns either. It just means that he's not going to take them out of the game. So I think, will the Bills be able to pile up points? A Jets defense that is, projected to be a top 5-ish defense in the league, potentially. It just so happens that they're in a division where they get to play the Bills twice. Say la vie. I'm staying away. Gonna watch. What great things happen.
I'll probably take some kind of offensive same game parlay in this because I think it'd be fun because there's a lot of weapons that could go out, go off.
There's a lot of cheering.
Yeah, but I don't think I'll take a line or anything here.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Next. Moving into college football week 2, starting with Friday Night Football, Illinois traveling to Kansas, take on the Jayhawks. Kansas favored by 3 over under 57.5.
So before we dive into this, there are some great lines coming up. I just want to say, like, there are some great lines in college football that should be home runs. This one sketches me out because yes, Illinois struggled with Toledo, but they won. They pull off wins last year that they were real tight on. I don't know enough about Kansas, so I'll defer to Alex, but I definitely need some opinion here.
If you'd asked me in the beginning of the season, I would obviously I don't think this line would have been the way it was before last week.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kansas is a very similar team to what you saw last year. It's just going to be hard because we thought Illinois was going to come out so much better than they did. And was it just a one-time stumbling block, or was it that they're really just not as good as we thought they were? And if that's the case, then I would take Kansas here.
Right.
If they just had a bad week, then it's a lot more even, and I wouldn't put my money with the unknowns. I'm going to stay away with my money.
I'm also staying away.
Play.
Yeah, I'm also staying away. I don't want.
But if you had to pick,
if I had to pick, I would look at the points total.
I'd probably take Kansas.
If I would have to pick on the points total, I'm probably going to end up with. I'd say I'd cheer for the over in that one, just because that's what I want to cheer for.
They're wearing those Black Hawk uniforms too. I gotta make a pick for my side thing I'm doing, but I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't want to do it. That's up to you, buddy. What are you going to do?
I know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to. It's not gonna be a best bet. I'm gonna have to debate it a little bit longer.
All right. So moving on to the next match up, we have Saturday football. Nebraska traveling to Colorado to take on Coach Prime, Shooter Sanders, and Travis Hunter with the Buffaloes. Colorado favored by 2.5, over under 59.5.
Colorado 2.5. Don't even think about it. I think they're the real deal.
So you're taking Colorado, giving the points
minus 2.5.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Alex. I'm staying away from this because Colorado beating a TCU team minus the X factor that they had last year does not.
But what does Nebraska? What does Nebraska bring?
I'm not saying that Nebraska brings a whole lot either, but I think Colorado's got to. They have to win 2 or 3 games in a row for me to feel confident about what they are week to week.
I think
isn't this the shit of it? We're then saying, Muff, like we have the capability. One can conjecture. We're saying Nebraska's better than TCU, and I think we both can say that's not true.
I'm not going to say that it's not true. I don't know what we know. I don't think we know what TCU is either. I think they were ranked because they're coming off a season where they're in the championship game. I think that's it.
So you think they're on equal footing, or
this is a matchup? This is a matchup. This is a matchup thing, right? Those are two teams that scored a lot. Nebraska's not going to score. This is going to be a lower scoring game.
I'll tell you this much: I'm enforcing the no Nebraska rule
on yourself.
I got burnt last week when I did it. Not doing it twice.
Okay, so I'm staying away.
That's a tight game, though.
Yeah, Alex feels pretty confident in Colorado.
Yep.
Okay. Sign, seal, deliver for Alex. Next, we have Purdue traveling to Virginia Tech to go to Never Never Land. Virginia Tech favorite.
I like Virginia Tech. I'm not going to bet on it. I like it. Only reason I'm not betting on it is because I'm trying to play conservative and I have my bets set pretty well. But I like Virginia Tech.
I'm going to be staying away from this.
Yeah, I don't.
Purdue played like shit.
I don't have a reason to disagree with you, Jim, but I don't feel good enough about it to bet on it.
Ugh.
Unlike the next game.
Yeah.
Next, we have number 10 Notre Dame traveling to Raleigh to take on NC State. Notre Dame favored by 7.5, over under 50.5. Give me all the Notre Dame I can handle on this one. Notre Dame, lock it in.
Hammer it home.
Yeah, I hate that I'm doing it, but
we may have just found it, boys. We may have just found it.
Hammer that thing home.
Bingo, bango, bongo. Next, 12 Utah taking on Baylor. Utah favored by 7.5, over under 47.5. Baylor looked like dog shit last week.
right?
And we're really saying that Baylor is somewhat comparable, at least by spread, to Florida.
Not even close.
Utah to cover. Put it in.
Yes.
Utah. And Cam
Yeah.
Rising, is Cam Rising playing this week?
I don't know that they necessarily need him.
That's also very true. So I'm
Yeah, I don't.
taking.
I was for some reason I was like I saw that and I almost immediately threw it on, and then I didn't. But I think I'm gonna.
Do it, Alex. Do it.
I'm doing it.
Ball State at number 1, Georgia. Georgia favored by 43.5, over under 53.5. Not a lot of room there for Ball State to score any points.
I think Ball State hangs with them a little more than we anticipated.
We're looking at like a 45-7 game.
I think they can score 14 points.
Okay. I'm staying away. It's too high of a spread for me to mess with.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, looked at the over because I'm like, well, if Georgia covers, do they cover? And then Ball State does have a field goal, touchdown, a couple field goals. Probably not going to do it, but I leaned on it at the over. I have enough picks, I think, and I'm trying to, like Jim said, I kind of have a solid core of picks right now, and I'm trying not to get crazy. It's a little early for crazy.
Okay. Troy at Kansas State, number 15, Kansas State. Kansas State favored by 16.5, over under 51.5. I know nothing about Kansas State, so I am not even going to think about this matchup.
Yeah, I don't know a ton about them either, and they're another one that there's a lot of questions for me still. I don't know enough to be confident either, so I'm gonna let it go.
Okay, Jim.
I'm staying away from that.
Okay. UNLV at number 2, Michigan. Michigan favored by 36.5, over under 58.5. Game 2 of Harbaugh suspension. We still going to put 4s up?
No, 3s, because
3 games left.
Are we counting down?
I didn't know.
It's freaking stupid.
I bet we'll find out. I bet there will be some show about
Oh,
this.
yes.
So stupid.
Free Harbaugh shirts and everything. 20, Ole Miss traveling to number 24, Tulane. Ole Miss favored by 7.5, over under 66 points. Looking for a relatively high scoring matchup here.
I want Ole Miss to win so bad, but I don't want to put money on it because that'll just make me angry when it doesn't happen. Like that's one that I'd be like, I'm emotionally invested.
Why?
I like Lane Kiffin.
Okay.
I like him a lot.
You like him?
Yeah, you know what? I could have a dude crush on him.
All right, I allow it. Just want to make sure we're all on the even playing field here.
I think he's a solid dude. I think he's not a solid dude. He's a scuzzball. But I think like he's the drunk uncle of college football. Like you have the wholesome dad in Nick Saban, and then you have his degenerate brother Lane Kiffin.
So if he were still alive, where does Mike Leach fit in that tree?
Oh,
he's like the drunk uncle.
No, he's like the grandpa with like on your mom's side.
The grandpa.
He's just cool. He's cool to hang out with.
Yeah.
That.
That's
I can
pretty
relate
good.
to that.
That's pretty good. I'm going to stay away from that. I would be interested to watch that though. I want to see what Tulane's got going on this year. Because if Tulane shows out, Tulane was one of those teams that you could take in their conference to win almost every week.
Mm-hmm.
But TBD. Texas A&M ranked 23, traveling to Miami, Florida. A&M favored by 4.5, over under 51.5. This is very tempting either way. Like I could be swayed either way on this, which is why I'm going to stay away.
But do we? Who did Texas A&M play last week?
I don't even remember, to be honest.
That's your job, right?
To remember everything.
Alex is supposed to know injuries.
Yeah, but he's also supposed to cover the Big 12.
Well, seeing as how Texas A&M's in the SEC.
You're right.
Oh yeah, my fault. My fault. They beat the shit out of University of New Mexico.
Bingo. Nobody we care about. So I'll be interested to see how this one shapes up. But yeah, I'm going to stay away.
I think
Iowa.
this will. I'm sorry. If Miami beats the hell out of A&M, I'll start leaning towards some Miami picks.
Good. Iowa taking on Iowa State. Battle of Gambler. Iowa favored by 3.5, over under 36.5. Back on it, gents. Back on it. I'm going to take the under 36.5.
I'm going to take Iowa to cover
Oh, why, Alex?
because I don't think Iowa State's that good, and I think Iowa looked good last week. And they're on a tear to score points. And I
Okay.
think that if they get their 25 and they're thinking the line's going to be 36.5, then that only leaves like 10 points for Iowa State. So that Iowa would win by more than
Sound logic.
Yeah. I actually do have sound logic for that one.
You added it up. No problems there. Yeah. I have to do it. Just have to get back on the under. Just is what it is. Sorry about it. Till I'm proven otherwise this year, I'm going to stay on it week to week. Tulsa traveling to number 8, Washington. Washington favored by 34.5, over under 65.5. Looking to be a pretty big scoring day.
I'm staying away.
Yeah, I want to watch a Washington game. This is just not the one I want to watch. So I'm also staying away. Alex?
Yeah, I don't have any interest in betting this.
Okay. App State at number 17, North Carolina. North Carolina favored by 18.5, over under 58.5. Let's not forget last year's matchup. App State was victorious in a shootout.
And they always catch somebody. They always make it a good game against somebody. I think North Carolina wins pretty handedly on this one, though.
Yeah, I agree. It's at North Carolina. Last year was at App State. I think North Carolina has something to prove. Drake May has something to prove. I think North Carolina does take this one. I'm just don't feel confident enough to say they cover.
The over under, where would you go on this one?
I mean,
I have bias in my brain.
Yeah, I'm gonna say over just for fun.
Right.
Me not taking this game is less of a statement about how I feel about UNC and more of a statement about how App State can sneak on people pretty well. So I'm going to stay away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next, we have SMU at number 18, Oklahoma. Oklahoma favored by 16.5, over under 68.5.
If I didn't already have a big enough card, I would consider throwing Oklahoma on this because Oklahoma looked damn good last week. And that might be a Big 12 bias, but they look damn good.
I agree with you.
But I have enough picks, so I don't. Out of the picks I have, this one falls off of the confidence scale.
Yeah.
I'm out. Somebody take care of the next games, please.
Marshall at ECU. Marshall minus 2.5, over under 44.5.
Rooting for Marshall obviously in this game as a West Virginia homer, but I don't know. I don't think ECU
didn't play well last week.
Yeah, they didn't. But I didn't see anything about Marshall's game from last week, so I'm going to stay away from it. I don't feel confident enough in either picks, but I'll be rooting for
They beat Albany 21-7 or something like that.
Yeah. If they'd have blown out Albany, maybe I'd consider taking Marshall in this game because ECU didn't look great, but ECU also played a much better team than Albany. So not enough information to make a pick there. I'm assuming Muff also does not have anything on his best bets.
21-17. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so, I went nowhere near that.
Yeah. Moving on.
It's a nice 4:00 game, though. It's going to be one of those that fits in between the breaks, you know?
Yeah, it'll be a nice little sandwich game.
Yeah.
We have number 11 Texas at number 3 Alabama as one of the marquee, if not the marquee matchup of the week. Bama's favored by 7. The over/under set at 53.5. I just want to watch this game for fun. I don't want money on it.
I need an opinion.
My opinion, I'm a Big 12 homer, so I'm going to go with Texas plus 7. Not necessarily Texas to win, but I think it'll be a very good game. It'll either be a good game or Alabama will blow them out.
Yeah,
I think Alabama wins.
Yeah, I'll lean the over.
But if you had to pick a team off
To win outright or to cover?
to cover,
Give me Texas. Let's see the field goal game.
yeah, okay, all right.
Next, we have number 12, Oregon at Texas Tech. Oregon favored by 6.5 points. The over-under set 68.5. Jim, you're making head motions.
Give me Oregon. They beat the dog shit out of whoever they played last week. Texas Tech was struggling. Give me Oregon.
Yeah.
I'm with Jim.
Yeah, I thought Texas Tech was gonna be better than they were. I thought they'd be. I think that was one I said that it might be sneaky mid, and then which I just caught on to. I think young kids say that now, but they were not. So I don't fault you for that. I'm getting nervous because I'm getting a lot of picks, so they're not on my
Now the
card.
line has changed on FanDuel. It's now 6.5.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, it is right
Oh,
there.
it is. It is. Okay, I thought it was
Oh,
7.
yeah.
Yeah, give me it. I don't give me it. Give me.
Damn it.
Yeah, I'm in on it.
I don't want to be out. I don't want FOMO.
I don't blame you. Don't blame you one bit.
So just
All right.
just so we're clear, I am drafting in my big money fantasy football league while we're doing this.
It's okay, bud. We got you.
I just got my ESPN music. Dun 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 dun.
Alex and I are also trying to manipulate the board while we host a show. Number 19, Wisconsin at Washington State. Washington's giving 6.5. And the over-under is 58.5.
I don't want to touch this one. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't want to touch it, but I would lean Wisconsin. Ooh, here we go, boys.
Jim?
Austin Eckler, Christian McCaffrey. Round 1, pick 4.
There you go, brother.
I don't think I can make a bad pick here.
No, I don't think so either.
I like Wisconsin to win this. I will have a vested interest in this game. I'll be watching it intently to see what Fickle does. I think the question now is, will Wisconsin's secondary now has to show out against a former Pac-12 team? I don't know if there's going to be any problem running the ball down their throats, but can the secondary of Wisconsin keep up?
Yeah. I don't know.
Southern Miss versus number 4 Florida State. Florida State giving 30.5, over under 52.5.
Florida State played like dogs last week.
Yeah, but can they do it twice?
I mean, against Southern Miss, probably.
I don't know. I'm staying away.
That's 30 points. This could be a little bit of a letdown, but not the letdown to the point of like it's competitive, but letdown like we're gonna win by like 17 to 20 points.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not gonna take Florida State, I don't think, because of what you said, it's 30 points, but they look damn good.
They did. Can't take that away from them. Oklahoma State against Oregon State. Oklahoma State.
By Oregon State, he means Arizona State.
Yeah, Arizona State. My fault.
That's right.
Oklahoma State giving 3.5, over under 56.5. I don't care about this game.
Yeah, stay away from it. I mean, Oklahoma State's in that middle of the field. Not really sure what's going on yet with them. I'm gonna need like three weeks before you can really make strong opinions. Mm-hmm. And I don't know anything about Arizona State really, so stay away.
This is, if I was going to do anything, this would be just a straight pick against Arizona State.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to do that, but again, I'm staying away.
Yeah. Nasty Natty at Eat Shit Pitt.
Who do we like here?
Pitt -7, over under 46.5. I am not betting on Pitt the week before the backyard brawl, so I'm staying away from it.
I was wondering.
If you had to pick, Alex.
If I had to pick, gun to my head, and I was worried about my life, Pitt.
Your fear in your heart.
If I had fear in my heart, Pitt, but I will not do it.
Muffin.
Right. It's Pitt at home, but that's usually not a home field advantage for them. So if
No.
anything, I'd probably take Natty plus the points.
Ooh, that did not help. All right. Temple at Rutgers. Rutgers giving 9.5 to somebody this season is wild. Over
That's the only
under
reason. That's the
44
only
and a
reason
half.
that's in there.
I saw it this afternoon. I was like, what is this?
Like, I want for the life of me to continue on this Rutgers train, but I don't think I can make myself do it 2 weeks in a row.
I don't think Rutgers covers. I think they win. I don't think they cover.
Yeah, I can get on board with that. But like I said, I would love to say yes to Rutgers 2 weeks in a row, but I cannot.
It's fair.
Fair enough.
Auburn at Cal. Auburn giving 6.5. Over under 53.5.
I put that in there just because it was on like the
I
featured
know.
page.
I don't think that's a problem. I was flirting with the Auburn line. Is Cal worth a damn?
I don't know. I really don't. I don't.
Right.
I put it on there for talking point, but not because I have a real opinion on either team.
I mean, I like the game.
Hey, might be a good one to watch.
Yeah. Nothing I feel confident but putting money
this
on.
could be one of those like non-marquee matchups that turns out to be a hell of a game.
Yeah. All right. And lastly, Stanford at USC. USC giving 29.5, over under 69.5. I like the under here.
I mean, why? What make just because you don't think Stanford can score points?
Yeah.
Well, USC doesn't have a defense. Like,
yeah, but it's Stanford. I still think I think that's the winner there.
Okay.
No, USC is not good enough for me to take them on a 29.5 spread.
Okay. And that's the picks. So what now? I forget how we do.
Go to the best bets. You two are going to go first because I have a draft pick coming up in 2 picks.
Got it. So I will slowly work you through mine to give Muff time for his draft picks.
Please do.
And Jim time to think about his peers.
Yeah.
He does that chin scratch thing. All right. So I took in the NFL the Vikings -6 versus the guru of officiating's team, the Buccaneers. I took the Eagles -4 at Bills Patriots. I took the Raiders +4 at the Broncos. Took Coach Prime in Colorado -2.5 versus Nebraska. Notre Dame at NC State. I took Notre Dame -7.5. I took Utah -7.5 at the bad news Baylor Bears.
Sick 'em Bears.
Iowa -3.5 at Iowa State, which is 2 bets in a row against the Big 12. Not a good look for me. I take that back. We will go Oregon -6.5.
I take that back.
Texas Tech. Yeah, I effed up because I set myself up, but that's how I feel this week. So
I done goofed, people. I done goofed.
After what I saw last week out of Baylor and Texas Tech. After what I saw, obviously those are good picks, and then Iowa State is. Jim, take it away.
I'm still debating, so that's not really. I have the Bucks, or I have the Vikings -6 against the Bucks. The Jaguars -4 against the Colts.
-4.5.
4.5. Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry.
I have Notre Dame -7.5 against NC State. I have Utah -7.5 against Baylor, and I got Oregon -6.5 against Texas. And I'm still debating on a game that I might throw in after Muff finishes.
Which game?
The Wisconsin game. I'm thinking about going Wisconsin on it. Yeah. And the Virginia Tech game. I'm thinking about taking Virginia Tech.
All right. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with 6 games this week. Big slate for me. Ravens to cover 10, hosting the Texans. Jags to cover 4.5, traveling to Indianapolis. Notre Dame traveling to Raleigh, North Carolina. covering 7.5 to taking on NC State. Utah to cover 7.5 going on the road against Baylor. Don't sick 'em, Bears. Iowa State under 36.5 in the we want to get suspended because we gamble on the Games Bowl. And number 12, Oregon, covering 6.5, traveling to the state of Texas to take on Texas Tech.
So I'm going to throw in the Wisconsin game.
Done.
I'm taking Wisconsin minus 6.5.
All right.
He's done it, folks. He has done it. If you guys, turn up some air here, I've got 2 picks before my next pick.
It's all good, buddy. Just fixing the board here. So the hit stick pick, I mean, we're on the same games, which I mean, at this point, we probably should be. We're kind of quasi-professionals at this.
Hear that, FanDuel? We're quasi-professional.
Quasi-professionals. And as soon as I paid off my student loans, I promise I'll bet more.
Right.
So just keep that in your back pocket, FanDuel, when you're looking at people sponsor.
My weekly limit will be going up, up, and up.
All of us have the Notre Dame game, the Utah game, the Oregon game.
My personal vote out of all of those is.
Hold on. Don't pick yet.
Okay.
Question for the audience. Can the hit stick has to go in? No, you two are my audience right now.
Oh, okay.
The hit stick goes in the parlay. But we could pick one of these for the hit stick and use the other 2 for the parlay. Then we just need to find a funny, goofy game. So keep that in mind. I think the parlay should be loaded with these 3.
Yeah, that you are making a appeal to the masses.
Yep.
You can't sway. This is like lobbying. Like you don't get to pick our picks, but you're lobbying your point of why.
Well, I was half listening to anything he said. Is the hit stick pick Notre Dame?
We haven't decided
yet. We were killing airtime until you were ready to give us your.
I'm ready. Yeah. I'm ready. I thought that was decided that was going to be it.
No, you left us unattended. Do you think that we could decide on that on our own?
You guys are.
I like the Oregon game as the hit stick.
Okay, I can get behind Oregon if you two are.
Yeah, that was one I was gonna put up.
Okay, all right. The Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week is number 13 Oregon, traveling to the state of Texas to cover 6.5, taking on Texas Tech.
Yeah,
I like
the risky pick. Get out of here.
The Midwest mobster risky pick of the week.
That was a Midwest guy doing a mafia voice.
Who did we talk about? We talked about the Steelers. We talked about the Raiders. Did we talk about any college games, really?
No. I mean, that Colorado game is interesting.
It's not. I do not. It's one of my best bets. So no.
Oh, Jim, we can that. It's not allowed. Do we need to go over what a moneyline dog is again, Jim?
Yeah, go ahead.
The moneyline dog. Go ahead.
Is an underdog, so the team that is giving points to the favorite, and the Midwest mobster risky pick has to be a moneyline dog, of which Colorado is not one, Jim.
But Nebraska.
Yeah, but it's in direct conflict with one of my best bets.
Right, which is a standing rule, Jim. And plus it's Nebraska. You're not allowed to bet on Nebraska.
Yes, you just tried to break so many rules.
I was trying to make sure my accountability buddies held true here.
Two wrongs don't make a right in this one, buddy. Sorry.
Because I really kind of want to hit on Nebraska. And if I made the risky pick, I don't feel as guilty.
No.
Not allowed.
Not allowed.
Stay away, buddy. Stay away.
Especially because it's specifically you. Like, I feel like if we were swaying you into taking Nebraska, I would be more understanding of bending that rule.
Yeah.
So I say either the Steelers or the Raiders. Unless there's another one Muff would feel more comfortable with.
Those are the two that we've discussed.
I don't think you're wrong on either one of those.
I would rather go for the Raiders.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Alex?
What was that?
Raiders. The Midwest mobster risky pick of the week.
Get out of here.
Is the Raiders money line traveling to Denver to take on the Broncos in the Mile High City. Which brings us to
the parlay.
The Lolita whale of a parlay. Alex?
Whoa.
It sounds like Tarzan.
That one
Just-
I did. I accidentally went Tarzanish
That
there.
was a Tarzan situation here.
So
automatically- Okay, thank you, Alex. Automatically,
gonna have to be.
That's my favorite sound now.
We're going to cover 6.5 is in this traveling to Texas, take on Texas Tech. I will let you two just figure out what you want to do first for your.
My pick. I'm taking Utah, Baylor. That's who I'm throwing in
Were you
there.
afraid I was going to mess it up?
No, that's just who I want.
Go ahead and put that in there, please, Jim.
Yep.
Alex?
See, here's the problem. Now, I really, really want to put Colorado -2.5 in, but I'm deeply afraid if I lose the wrath of Jim, I'm going to have to
Oh my
take.
god.
But also, one of my favorite parts of the football season is putting people in this parlay that Jim doesn't like.
You're so good at it.
I know. So I'm torn between Iowa -3.5 or Colorado -2.5. Or I guess I could go
Where's
with
the Notre Dame game?
I was just gonna say that I could go with Notre Dame,
It's your
but
pick.
I don't like any of. I don't really like any of. Well, I don't know.
Well,
I'm struggling because I'm not crazy. I was looking at Jim's picks and I didn't really like his other ones as much, so I didn't know what he was gonna take, but I thought they were muffs. So maybe to appease Jim early in the season and start out without bad blood, and to keep my nose clean, I'll go with Notre Dame.
You going Taylor Swift on us?
Yep. Eras tour. This is my Eras tour. This is my good guy. This is my keeping the peace era. I'll let you know when I'm gonna stir the shit era.
So we're
better.
gonna know real quick if we make it. Because I'm going with the Sunday game. Give me the Jags to cover 4.5, taking on the Colts.
I thought for sure you're gonna go with the Iowa under.
So did I.
Nah, that's just I have to do it. That's not because I have that much confidence in it.
I also thought you might go Ravens.
Yeah, I like the Ravens, but I would rather choose the Jags in a spot against a just total unknown of a team. Like
There. Let's do it.
Run it
Let's
back for us.
ride.
Run it back for us, Alex. What are our special picks?
All right, our specialty pick, the Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week, is Oregon -6.5 at Texas Tech. Our Midwest mobster risky pick
Get out of here.
is the Raiders money line at the Broncos. They Lolita well upon.
We gotta change the name already.
Nope, not doing it.
Alex, you're gonna make this like not be fun.
I will literally make that noise randomly if you change the name. So you can either know when it's coming or I can surprise you with it.
You either do it after we say Lolita whale parlay,
Whoa.
or you do it while you're saying Lolita whale.
Lolita.
Right. It's one or the other. You can't have both. Your
Okay.
choice.
That time I only said it when I was saying it. All right. Well, it is the Oregon -6.5 at Texas Tech, Utah -7.5 at Baylor, Notre Dame -7.5 at NC State, and the Jags -4.5 at the Colts. These are all road favorites.
Do you know
Yeah.
if we hit this,
Probably not
right?
the best.
Alex is gonna do that noise forever.
This is to avenge the fact that Lolita didn't make it onto the road.
Or the
So we are
plane.
taking some road warriors in her memory.
Lolita didn't make it to the plane, Alex.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
Right.
And these folks are going to make it on the plane and they're going to win in Lolita's honor.
All right. There we go. There they are, folks. Make sure that you engage with when we get these onto the fun social media at Sports Jim Muff on Instagram and Twitter. SportsStuffW /Jim Muff on Facebook, on YouTube. Watch this episode, especially the beginning where Jim was falling out of the sky.
Jesus.
His kid's iPad is not the best option for recording. We figured that out, bar none. You can also see the cool totems that we chat about. Engage with our Sunday Fun Day post this week.
So the real question is, who did you take, Austin Eckler or CMC?
I took Austin Eckler.
Okay, that's probably a good pick.
strictly for the fact that McCaffrey's had some injury stuff here and there. He's a little bit older, so give me the young dog coming into an offense that's going to throw the ball around the lot, Jim, right? Chargers.
Yes, sir.
There I
Yes,
am.
sir.
All right, that wraps up this week's episode of Sports Stuff, Betting Stuff. Do all the things, have all the fun, bet on all the games, get on FanDuel, talk us up, get on Twitter/X at FanDuel.
The action app too.
Oh yeah, get on the action app again. C McPherson 20. Alex is the real medical degenerate.
It's actually degenerate. I did look it up. I think it's just cutting it off on your screen.
Okay. And Jim is
the Bucketville Butcher.
No, the
Don't
that's
know
that's trademarked now, so
right.
He couldn't use it anymore.
Trademark an article in English language. Make sure you tail all the picks. Get on the money train. Shoot away. Because what kind of day is it going to be, gentlemen?
A payday.